I'm contestant number 2, and I'm so grateful to be sharing my story with you. A story about overcoming my own family's loss by doing something special to help others work through their grief. Every parent has a million dreams about their child as soon as they find out they're expecting. If nothing else, these past years have taught us that sadly, death is inevitable. No matter what the circumstances are, it's never an easy thing to deal with. We all hope to live long and healthy lives, but they're not guaranteed. In fact, some children never even make it home. At 13 weeks early, weighing only 2 pounds and 11 ounces, I came into this world. I spent the first 59 days of my life in a hospital and first 10 months only going to one local shop. A year and 1 week before I was born, my parents lost my twin brothers, Jared and RodGer. It's because of them that I do what I do. My life could very easily have been so much different. I have learned how precious all life is, which is why I do my part to inspire others. I went to a sewing camp when I was 11 and had no idea how big the door I opened for my future was. Through being in 4-H, I've done countless acts of community service. The feeling knowing you're bringing positivity into somebody else's life without expecting anything in return is a feeling that I immediately fell in love with. Something was missing. I wanted to do something close to my heart. This is when I had the idea to start the RodGer Project. I sew stuffed animals and donate them to hospitals for the babies in the NICU and those who don't make it. Typically, newborn children will receive crocheted hats, blankets, etc. Unfortunately, some only receive bereavement boxes. These contain condolence cards, burial gowns, and a mold for hand or footprints. I believe that every child deserves a toy, whether to keep with them or to serve as a reminder with their family. I started out with simple shapes, and as I improved, I wanted to try something else. My mom found a cute design of an elephant to sew. Aside from the fact that the boys' bedroom theme had elephants, it couldn't have been more perfect, as elephants have a wonderful memory and a bond with their family like no other. Even though most toys in the past have solely been made by me, I'm working on expanding the RodGer Project and even making it a certified nonprofit organization to be able to spread awareness. I accept any help offered with open arms. Fabric donations are the most common, but I also received some checks and hands-on work as well. 1 month, my 4-H club spent their time helping cut out shapes, which was extremely helpful. The ladies who first taught me to sew made some at their club, and my theater teachers even helped join in. Making elephants consists of many steps. First, of course, is picking out the fabric, then cutting the shapes. I have learned by doing each step in bulk, I can get more done in less time. The ears have to be done first, as I like to add a decorative stitch. Everything is done in pairs and sewn inside out and then turned and ironed so that you have crisp seams that cannot be seen. A vertical stitch connects one side of the trunk, body, and ear. Placing right sides together after ironing, I follow along the edge and sew the shape, leaving about 1.5 inches open to be able to turn it right side out. Before doing so, I cut notches where needed in order to release tension. I stuff the trunk first and work my way back. After it's filled, I finish by hand sewing what's left. At first, it took about an hour or so for each one, but with lots of practice, I've cut about 15 minutes off. Typically, I never see the families on the receiving end, but on a few occasions I have. I'll never forget the first time I delivered an elephant. I had been to funerals and viewings before, but never for a family I didn't know, or even an infant. I entered unsure of what to do, but I knew I had to do it, for this family, but also for my brothers. As I turned away from that little angel, I faced his parents. I handed them the toy with the note attached and gave them my condolences. I only saw them for a second, but I'll never forget their faces. Losing a child is hard enough as it is, but losing one before you get the chance to grow up is the loss of dreams that your future held. There are so many things in the world that could use some help fixing. Instead of wishing it were better, I'm determined to spend the time that I have coming up with the craziest ideas I can imagine and making them happen. P.T. Barnum once said, "No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else."